Hi folks and welcome back to the channel. Lee here. So as you can see, I've taken my glasses off so that I don't have that lamp behind me like glaring into my eyes, so hopefully it makes things a little bit better. Um, and I've also kind of shifted the camera around a little bit. I think it's a slightly better angle. So I wanted to talk about today a topic that's been in the news quite a lot recently, and that's the whole idea that TikTok might be getting banned. um, so to give a quick roundup of TikTok, so TikTok's owned by a company called ByteDance, which is based in Beijing in China. And it was originally a purely Chinese thing, TikTok was, but once they took over musical.ly on August 2018, yeah, that's when it became a worldwide thing. So that's when TikTok got unleashed in the worldwide market and became the phenomenon that it seems to be today. Um, so basically, the two sides to the story are that the people that are concerned about TikTok, they're concerned that the Chinese is using it to gather data on everyone, and there's privacy concerns and stuff like that. And then obviously the people on the other side of that are saying, look, I mean it's an app that's mostly being used by kids to make dance videos. It's not like it shouldn't really be of any major concern. So what I would say is, like, on the one hand, like, there does seem to be like maybe a couple of like legitimate points where like there's a lot of like active military users that use TikTok to make videos, and there is some concerns that if they're gathering data that way, then there might be like data on classified locations and stuff like that that you maybe wouldn't want to be sharing with other countries. So that's a legit reason. I think there's probably a pretty decent solution to that. Like some military branches in the US have already done, which is just say you can't use TikTok, or you can't use TikTok, on the base, or like when you're actively, on the job, so to speak. I mean, I don't know how it works in the military. I suppose when you're in the military, you're kind of in the military all the time. You don't really have hours as such, but you know what I mean. Like when you're on duty, I suppose. Um, the other concern that seems to be cropping up is there's people that think that like the fact that the videos are so short and they're repeated so often, it could be having an effect on like the attention span of young children and that. Which I suppose, I mean, that's a legitimate concern, but I think there's legitimate concerns about a lot of that with modern technology, and I think it's just one of those. I don't think it's a reason for like a ban, because at the end of the day, it's just about teaching people to use all of this stuff in moderation. And it just strikes me as another one of those things. It's like it's almost becoming like the new version of like a moral panic. So like it used to be back in the day, like back when my dad was growing up, like back in his day, it would have been like comic books. A lot of people thought that comic books were making children more violent, and that was going to have a big impact. And obviously, like it didn't really bear out. And then obviously, like later on down the line, video games have been used as a scapegoat by politicians since they've been a thing. Like every time there's a mass shooting in America, you've got politicians saying, "Oh, what about these video games?" Same with movies, action movies, and it almost strikes me as like TikTok is like almost the next version of that, but maybe not so much like in the idea like, oh, it's going to make people more violent, but it's just a new thing. It's strange to people, and I think whenever you have something like that, like people are gonna look at it with a bit of like suspicion almost. Like, um, now am I majorly concerned about TikTok? No, it's not something that I've ever really used. I mean, I've used it a couple of times with other people, like, you know, they've been making TikTok videos and like I've been in them, but apart from that, like, it's probably not something I would ever use. But like, do I think should be banned? Like, no, like, I mean, again, like, most of the people that use TikTok are like kids, you know, that are making like dance videos and stuff like that. Like, you know, and it forgets the fact that, like, okay, like, so you're accusing the Chinese government of stealing people's data and, violating people's rights to like privacy and that, but that's the exact same thing that, our own spy agencies do in the US and the UK. So, if there's privacy concerns with the Chinese, and there's privacy concerns with those agencies as well. So overall, like, okay, there's maybe some edge points where you could argue, like, yeah, there needs to be something done. But, as far, I know that this video is almost like a little bit out of date already, because I know there's an idea that I think Microsoft's gonna like cut a deal with TikTok. But um like, the whole idea of just having a ban in the first place is just ridiculous. Um Again, as I says, like, it's not a platform that, I'm particularly invested in, but obviously it's a big story in the internet, so, I just felt like I'd kind of give my own opinion on it. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you disliked it or hated it, leave a dislike. Please do comment. Obviously, if you agree with me or disagree with me, then, fire it down in the comments below. We can have a discussion about that. And if you think you would enjoy my content, then please do subscribe. I'm not going to make this too much of like a political channel, hopefully. But again, like, I like to talk about news stories, and I like to occasionally give my opinion and stuff. So as long as that's okay, then, yeah, please do subscribe. Again, thanks to the people who've subscribed already. I'm really happy about that. That you guys are taking the time to watch my videos, and I really appreciate that. So, bye, folks.